and welcome, friends. Good morning. It's another Monday morning, and every Monday morning I go live here asking a particular question. It's called Monday Morning's Question. And the purpose of these questions is to give you perhaps some reflection and some focus for the week going forward. And so, why do I do this? Why do I do this each and every Monday? It's because each and every Monday morning, I spend some time, I call it my CEO date. So, it's a date with myself about my business. So, I reflect on what worked last week, what I've got coming up. And when I do this, it gives me much more focus. It helps me get rid of those bright, shiny objects that derail me. And so I ask questions like, you know, what's the number one revenue generating priority for this week? So I'll look at my calendar and I'll go, oh, what am I doing this week to move my business forward? I may even look to the next week. And why do I do this? Because if we aren't focused on generating revenue, then we really don't have much of a business. So that's one of the questions I might ask. I might ask myself, how many sales calls have I booked this week? Because as you know, if we don't have sales calls booked, we don't have much of a business going forward. For most of us, we need to have sales calls to move our business forward. So in the comments below, I'd love for you not only to put hashtag live or hashtag replay, but what kinds of questions do you ask yourself, or do you even have a CEO date with yourself? One of the questions that I ask myself, and it is probably the most thought provoking, and I'll be clear that this comes from the coach that I am currently working with. And we have this set up in my calendar every Monday morning so that I ask myself these questions. And here we go. Here is the question. What's the most important thing that I learned about my marketing last week? What's the most important thing I learned about my marketing last week? And I asked myself that question, and it is very reflective. Sometimes I have an answer, sometimes I don't have an answer. But if I think about myself, I've been noticing that the marketing that I've been doing on social media, and perhaps many of you have also noticed this, that the reach seems to be getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Anybody notice that? Right? Whereas in the past, when I would do lives like this, there would be, excuse me, need another coffee. The reach would be much broader, much more impactful. And I've noticed that the reach has been growing smaller and smaller and smaller. So, what does this mean? It means to me that either the audience has changed or the algorithm has changed. And it also means to me that my email list has become more and more important. How many of you have an email list that consistently you connect with them? How many of you? Let's be honest, right? It is one of the things that I notice that unfortunately a lot of business coaches, a lot of strategists, a lot of programs don't teach business owners. They don't teach them the value of that. And that's one of the reasons why in an upcoming podcast episode, I have teamed up with an expert on this subject, and I can't wait to share that podcast with you. So, those are some of the questions that I ask myself every Monday morning in my CEO date with myself. So, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it a CEO date. You can call it a sanity meeting. You can call it a board of directors meeting. You can call it whatever. But I truly, truly, truly encourage each one of you to have this with yourself, whether it's Monday morning, whether it's, Sunday evening, but it is a great time to reflect what you've done in the past and look at your week that's coming up. What adjustments do you need to make? So that is the Monday morning question. That is the Monday morning tip. And wishing you an amazing week because, of course, you are amazing. And remember, you can do this. Bye for now. Take care.